make noise in the trees.
So what to you then is the purpose of pursuing this wisdom?
Just that there's an immense thrill in understanding. That the thrill is to sort of be in on the joke, just a little bit. And it's so strange to me. Every culture that's ever existed has believed that it had 95% of the story and that the other 5% would arrive within 10 years. And it didn't matter whether they were slitting open oxen and reading livers or building the superconducting super collider. I mean, that is nothing more than reading livers. The idea that, you build an instrument 16 kilometers in circumference to probe the nature of the top quark. I mean, how many people on Earth actually know what the top quark is, for God's sake? I certainly don't. So a bunch of people have marched off into the forest of fishy formula, and they're, hurling shit down on the rest of us because we don't understand, when in fact the whole thing, it's becoming clearer and clearer, is made out of magic.
Well, that would imply that subatomic particles, getting back to the idea of anomaly applied to the physical laws, subatomic particles that must be shifting very rapidly.
Well, I think anything you can't understand probably doesn't exist. I mean, one of the weird things that we do is we have sanctioned ideologies. And, I suppose to somebody milking their cows and spinning wool in the 12th century, Thomas Aquinas was the equivalent of quantum physics. They said, well, good thing these priests are on top of it, because we simple folk can't understand it. Well, so now we have particle physicists and quantum physicists, but even they admit that matter has now become so wacky that the grand enterprise of the conquest of reality through reason has revealed that reason has no place in the domain of reality. That reality itself is not reasonable. Rupert was just describing to me a conference he was at with Dennett, the guy who wrote Consciousness Explained. You probably all know that book. And it should have been called Consciousness Explained Away. But anyway, Dennett was saying, I want to get rid of magical matter in the brain. I just believe the brain is this and that and everything. I want to get rid of magical matter. Well, there was a quantum physicist there, Stefan Glashow of Harvard, and he said, well, I've got news for you, John. Quantum physics has turned matter into magical material. So now the whole program of saving reason has to be abandoned. The prosecution of the understanding of nature has pushed us to the point where we see that matter itself exceeds rational apprehension.
So does that mean giving up codifying stuff? I mean,
It gives up the idea. It means giving up the idea of closure.
Yeah.
That there's not
no conclusions.
No conclusions.